Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm super excited to talk about my experience of studying in the UK. If you're thinking of coming here for your university or you're already on your way, then you have come to the right place. And if you have just arrived and are trying to adjust to this whole new life and education system, then I'm totally with you. I totally get what you're going through. Studying in the UK can be amazing and rewarding, but let's be real, it can also feel a bit overwhelming, especially in the beginning. The way they study here is quite demanding and might be very different from what you are used to. But don't worry, you're not alone. Even British students who have just finished school can find university life to be a bit of a culture shock. The studying approach is a whole new ballgame. And on top of managing my studies, I had to navigate through various culture differences. Things like food, social norm, getting around, and dealing with the weather. And let's not forget the challenge of being far from my loved ones. But despite the challenges, I truly believe that this journey of studying in the UK will be as rewarding for you as it has been for many countless others before us. So join me in this video as I share my experience, challenges, and some helpful tips to make the most of my time as a student in the UK. Let's dive in. Let me tell you about my personal experience. Back in 2016, I came to the UK to pursue my undergraduate degree, and I also completed a foundation year to prepare myself for the academic journey ahead. In my home country, India, education does not always but often revolves around memorization and written exam at the end of the semester or academic year. It's quite different from what I encountered here in the UK. In India, university classes are usually held from Monday to Friday, and sometimes even on Saturdays, with a strict attendance requirement to sit in the exam. However, the teaching style here in the UK is refreshingly interactive. The classes are not all day everyday affair, which gives me more time for self-study and exploration. These differences in teaching styles and academic cultures have truly opened my eyes to a whole new world of personal growth and learning. Now in this section, let's explore the 4 teaching methods used at the UK universities. First is the lectures. This is a formal presentation to a large group of students, usually often with slides and handouts. A good lecturer will cover the main points of a topic and provide up-to-date information not necessarily found in textbooks. They also give us reference to other sources. But keep in mind, they won't give us all the information, so be prepared to do some extra reading. Second are the seminars. These are discussion group with smaller number of students, usually between 6 to 18, along with the lecturer. In seminar, students take the lead in discussion and sometimes may prepare a paper in advance. The idea is to dive deeper into a specific topic and encourage active participation. Third are the tutorials. Here I will meet with my tutor, either alone or with 1 or 3 other students, sometimes on a weekly basis. Tutorials focus on discussing my own work or covering a topic in greater depth. Fourth are the workshops. Workshops involve practical projects like experiment or group work, usually following a specific structure under the guidance of the lecturer. Keep in mind that this list isn't complete, as other universities and courses may use additional methods. For example, practical courses like medicine might involve spending time in the real environment like a hospital ward. So there's quite a variety in how they teach, and it keeps things interesting. Now let's take a look at the study methods used in the UK from my own personal perspective. One thing that I have learned while studying in the UK is that teachers won't spoon feed me everything. They provide reading lists for each course, which include books, journal articles, websites. So I have to do a lot of reading on specific topics and become a self-starter who can manage my time effectively. Second is critical analysis. Here's something interesting. In the UK, opinions matter as much as facts. They expect us to identify different point of views and assess whether the arguments are logically constructive and backed by evidence. Third is active discussion. I found this aspect quite exciting and sometimes challenging too. Discussions and debates are highly valued as learning experiences. They encourage us to speak in class, defend our point of views, and engage with others. It might take some time getting used to, especially if you come from a culture where questioning or discussing openly isn't as common. Fourth is continuous assessment. In the UK, they really emphasize continuous assessment. Throughout the year, we are expected to submit multiple pieces of coursework, and all of these contribute to a final grade. So I need to be more prepared for writing, like essays or assignments, depending on my subject. And remember, if I use ideas from other sources, I must make sure to properly reference them. And the fifth method is the integration of technology. Most universities here make great use of technology in their teaching approach. We have access to virtual learning environment, which is like a dedicated website containing course materials and links to other library and useful online resources. Also, smart technology like smart boards and computers is commonly used in many classes. These study methods are not just about academic success. They also equip me with valuable skills for my future and personal growth. It's a pretty cool way of learning and growing as an individual. Now, let us move on to the next section, in which I will dive into 2 common barriers you may face while studying and practical way to make most of your time here. Number 1 barrier is the language. When I came to the UK from a foreign country, language became both exciting and challenging. Even though I had passed the language test like IELTS to get accepted into a UK course, I still faced some difficulties. Firstly, the technical jargon in my field of study was unfamiliar, which affected my understanding of key terms during lectures, readings, and assignments. Speaking in my native language came naturally, but with a non-native language, I constantly had to think before I spoke. It was daunting to participate in class discussions or ask questions to my lecturers politely. Moreover, reading and writing took longer, and summarizing and paraphrasing text was difficult. Even understanding other non-native speakers, including fellow students and lecturers, presented some challenges. But Here's the good news. My university, like many others in the UK, offers special units to support students with English language assistance. They provide pre-sessional and in-sessional courses to help with the language skills both before and during studies. Another way to improve your language skill is to talk to a lot of people, and you can easily achieve this at your part-time workplace. This method has personally helped me a lot. So when I was working part-time, I used to talk to a lot of people, and this has helped me to develop my English over the years. Now let's talk about the second barrier, which is overcoming the culture shock. Moving to a new country with distinct environment, meeting new people, and encountering differences in food, weather, and social behavior can be disorienting and can lead to culture shock. Additionally, being away from your loved ones, adjusting to different values, and learning from Western instructors who might not fully grasp your culture background can add to the challenge. At first, I felt excited about these differences, but over time, they caused some distress and frustration. However, as I gradually accepted and embraced this variation, I gained a valuable lesson in diversity. To help the students through initial stages of culture shock, my university offered orientation programs for international students, including social events. These events provided an excellent opportunity to connect with other international students who might be experiencing similar difficulties. I also found support within the groups of students who shared my language and culture, offering emotional backing during my journey. However, I knew it was essential to strike a balance. While staying with such a group was comforting, stepping outside of it allowed me to improve my English and immerse myself in another culture, enriching my overall experience of studying abroad. Remember, it's all part of the adventure, and with time, you'll adapt and thrive in this diverse and dynamic environment. Now, let's move on, and in this segment, I want to share my experience of making most out of lectures, seminars, tutorials, and working in groups during my study journey in the UK. So first of all, when attending lectures, I found it essential to take notes, focusing on the key points rather than transcribing everything the lecturer is saying. Luckily, most lecturers provide handouts, including the PowerPoint slides, which were beneficial for preparation and references. After each lecture, I made sure to review and write up my notes, and sometimes even compare them with those of other students for further insights. In case I encountered with unfamiliar key terms during the lectures, I developed a strategy that helped me. So before the lecture, I would do a background reading to familiarize myself with the key terms. If I still had questions, I wouldn't hesitate to approach the lecturer after the session or schedule an appointment to seek clarification. Remember, lecturer plays a crucial role in our learning journey. So let's not be shy about seeking clarification and actively engaging with the material. Moving on to seminars and tutorials, these sessions provided a unique opportunity for participation and discussions with fellow students rather than just passively listening to the lecturer. I initially found it challenging to express my opinions openly, especially due to language barrier. However, I realized that individuals' opinions are highly valued in the UK. So I mustered the courage to speak up, even if my English proficiency wasn't perfect. This not only boosted my confidence, but also encouraged others who might have been facing similar language challenges. To make most of the seminars, I made sure to prepare myself by doing the background reading on the topic beforehand. This significantly enhanced my engagement and enriched the discussions. Now, working in group is also a common aspect of the British education, promoting essential teamwork skills. Being part of a culturally diverse group with varied backgrounds sometimes presented challenges such as differing work sharing approaches and decision-making expectations. Nevertheless, I found this experience invaluable as it honed my intercultural skills, which will be a significant asset for my future career. Though group work wasn't always smooth sailing, especially when coordinating tasks and ensuring everyone worked toward a common goal, it taught me valuable lessons in teamwork and handling different personalities diplomatically. It also offered me an opportunity to make great friends and build lasting connections. By embracing these learning opportunities and navigating through the challenges, I have grown both academically and personally during my time as a student in the UK. So I encourage you to keep an open mind and make most of the diverse experiences that await you during your own study journey. It's all part of the adventure and will contribute to your overall growth and success. Now let's move on to the next part of the video, where we'll be talking about some challenges you might face during the assignments. So let's focus on two essential aspects of academic study that come up during assignments, which is writing and referencing as well as critical approach. When it comes to writing and referencing, there are some key differences and points you need to be aware of. I found myself doing more return work than I used to. Return works here means you typing on the Word document, not actually writing it with your own hand. Maybe some assignment might ask you to do with your own hand, but here you usually submit your assignment as a Word document or a PDF document, so it can be checked by Turnitin, which shows similarity report, and if you have very high similarity, which means you have copied most of your stuff online, then you might fail the assignment as well. Courses in the UK are often assessed through a series of assignments, each with a specific requirement such as format and word count. Understanding the assessment criteria is crucial, including the importance of good English in some courses and whether the assignments contribute to your final grade or not. If you're unsure about anything, always seek clarification and don't hesitate to ask for feedback. To write effectively, aim for a logical structure and sentences that flow smoothly from one to another. Spending time preparing, reading, and organizing your thoughts will help you to achieve this. When writing academic essays, we often rely on other people's ideas. It's essential to remember to provide proper references for these ideas to avoid plagiarism, which is taken very seriously in the UK. Now, referencing can be complex, especially for international students. If you are unsure, do not hesitate to seek help from your tutor or attend study skills courses offered by your university. Now, let's talk about critical critical approach. Constructing your own understanding of a subject is highly valued, rather than simply reproducing the idea of the others. This involves critically analyzing and evaluate the concept presented by the others. The critical approach can be confusing at first, but in simple terms, it means taking apart other people's ideas and explaining them in your own words, as well as making judgments about the value and relevance of these ideas. For me, coming from a country with passive teaching style, adapting to the UK's expectation of contributing my own thinking and coming up with relatively new idea was quite challenging. However, mastering the critical approach not only enhances your academic work, but also cultivate a deeper understanding of the subject you are studying. We're almost done, but before we wrap up, let's explore two more crucial aspects to ensure your success in the UK: managing your time and studying independently, and getting the best out of your tutor. Studying in the UK demands excellent self-discipline. While it may seem like you have plenty of time, you'll need to allot much of it to reading and writing for your studies. To stay organized, try creating weekly study plans that consider your existing commitments, such as lecturers, seminars, and tutorials. Take into account your work style, whether you prefer working under pressure or carefully tackling tasks one by one. Identify your peak hours when you work better, and break down the steps required for completing a particular task, such as an essay, analyzing the question, researching, planning, writing, revising, and proofreading. Remember to balance your study time with relaxation and socializing. It's essential to take care of your well-being too. In the UK, university teachers often strive to be helpful and approachable, particularly with enthusiastic students. You might also notice more informal relationships where lecturers are addressed by their first names. You're likely to have different lecturers for different modules, and sometimes it's common to have a personal tutor who meets with you regularly. This tutor will discuss your work and study methods and also provide pastoral care, helping with personal issues that may impact your coursework. Embrace the opportunity to connect with your tutors and seek their guidance. They can be valuable resources on your academic journey. If you need additional assistance, reach out to the support services available at your institution, such as study skills and learning support, English language courses, and specialist units for international students. Remember, nothing beats face-to-face interactions, so don't hesitate to seek help directly from your university. They are there to support you on your study journey. And that's a wrap of my experience of studying in the UK. I hope you found this video helpful and insightful. If you're considering coming to the UK for your studies, or you're already here, I want to assure you that despite the challenges, this journey will be incredibly rewarding. If you want more information and helpful resources, don't forget to check the video description below. I have included some helpful links to support services, study tips, and other resources that can enhance your academic experience. If you enjoyed this video, I want to see more content about studying abroad, university life, and culture experiences. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. By subscribing and pressing that bell icon, you'll never miss any of my upcoming videos. I would love to hear about your own experiences and any tips you have for studying in the UK and any other country. So feel free to leave a comment below and let's start a conversation. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I wish you all the best in your studies and adventures ahead. Remember, studying in the UK is about growth, learning, and embracing new experiences. Embrace it all and make the most of this incredible opportunity. Until next time, take care and happy studying.